Good eye.
Good eye.
Second beer is Forever Ago. Forever Ago is our core New England IPA. We use loads of oats, loads of wheats, and we jam pack it 16 grams a litre with Mosaic and with Citra. Been practicing my pours all day for this. Look at that. Pretty fresh. Packaged just last week. It's 50-50 Mosaic and Citra, so you get some of the kind of tropical, almost blueberry-ish notes from the Mosaic, and Citra does what it does best, which cuts through that with Citra. Just body texture, mouthfeel much higher and further, obviously, than the 3.5% pale ale. It is tasting pretty perfect.
When it comes to opening and running a brewery, Northern Ireland is the most restrictive market in the whole world. The licensing laws here don't allow us to sell our own product in the brewery. It doesn't allow us to sell beer to go from the brewery directly. It's time for this nonsense to end.
The problem of getting our beer in consumers' hands has been with us for a long time. It's something that puts people off. They can't just come and take a pint at the bar that we have or take product home with them.
This is the Heaney homestead where Seamus spent many of his formative years. So we do have quite an important cultural link to one of Ireland's greatest literary figures. We're actually part of the Mid-Ulster Heaney Tourist Cluster group. We found it difficult to be part of that group and to give as much as we can because we're so limited to what we can offer at Heaney Brewery. We're met with bamboozled expressions from our visitors when we tell them that they can't buy any of our product. We also submitted an application for a separate building. It's down as an 80-seat tap room. At the minute it'd be very difficult to see us going ahead with that if we can't have the freedom to sell our own beer legally and responsibly on site.
The biggest problem we have is that we can't sell our beer to those tourists that come from far and wide to visit Licata. And it's quite embarrassing. You know, you've got a guy that's travelled all the way from the middle of America, he's seen the Giant's Causeway, he's been to Bushmills, he's tasted their whiskey, and then he comes here and he's not allowed to buy any beer. And
so we'd love to be able to sell our own beer on site. We don't want to sell spirits, we don't want to be able to sell wine. We only want to be able to sell our own beer.
We contribute massively in terms of taxation relative to our size. We employ disproportionately more people. It seems slightly perverse that people can come to a brewery and all we can allow them is a tiny sample of beer. That doesn't really help us. It doesn't encourage us to invest in that tourism. If we can't sell a pint of beer to a consumer that's come all the way to our site to see us, then you know it's kind of two fingers up to them a little bit. You should be able to come to this premises where we make the beer, have the best beer, have it the freshest they can get it anywhere, and it'll drive the industry forward. And more pubs in the cities, in the towns, the country will be emboldened to take our products on because they can see the success we'll be having with local trade and tourism.
Some people have voiced the concern that we're just looking to steal customers from our pubs. We love our pubs. None of us would be here without them. The pubs in Ireland are famous across the world for the experience that they give, for the hospitality and the warmth and the crack that they offer, the local and the tourist alike. Pubs will thrive off a market where their local breweries are world renowned, where people are travelling to Belfast and beyond to meet their local brewery and then go to the local pubs to enjoy the beer there.
It wasn't long after we opened that craft beer really started to take off. It almost seems daft that you can go and visit a local brewery, especially for tourists, yet you can't buy the beer once you're there. I certainly don't see it as competition to the pub. In fact, maybe the opposite. Because a similar example, we would have tourists in who have maybe been up the north coast, visited Bushmills Distillery, and then they come into us and ask what different Bushmills we have. I also think that the timing of this bill is important with Brexit, because buying local and supplying local is going to become more and more important.
The main problem with the bill at the minute in its draft form is that we're only still allowed to sell beer on site after a guided tour, some sort of small limited sample. And that obviously isn't enough, it doesn't go far enough. So we need your help. If you're an MLA, go into the assembly on Tuesday to hear the draft bill being read. We need your support. We want to extend the draft bill to take those limits out and allow us to sell our own beer in our own breweries for on-site consumption. If you're a member of the public, we really need your support too. You can contact your local MLAs, keep them up to date with the proposed draft, voice your concerns and show your support for us. All the details for that will be on the website. A stronger independent beer scene in Northern Ireland benefits everybody, from the brewers to the wholesalers to the pubs and to the customer who gets to enjoy the very best our little country offers.